We're back, folks. Haven't really left. Been 6 years. That YouTube just gave me my notice like 2 days ago. The little notices that they put up. I ignore most of them. I don't even look for them. But this one was like, congratulations on it's your birthday. And it was like the 6th year of the channel to the day. So anyway, have not missed a day in 6 years. All right, I got a gift request. Mickey Gilley, I overlooked an orchid, and it was requested by Roger Smith, who made a gift to the channel for me to do this. So Roger, thank you for this. And when I saw the title, I just cracked up because one of my neighbors, she's kind of like, like an adopted daughter, because I walk her dog when she has to go to work. She works hybridly and all this stuff, but I'll take care of her dog, or I take her trash out. I do stuff that men should do to teach her that this is what a man does, partly. Well, she gave me a bottle of wine and an orchid like a month ago. And for some reason, I always thought orchids were violets. I don't know. I'm not like a real flower guy, obviously. So, but on my dining room table, I have an orchid. And I've been calling it a violet. And anyway, so I guess I overlooked an orchid too by calling it a violet. That's the dynamic of life. We live it stupidly, we live it fun, and we call orchids violets. But I don't know this song. Mickey isn't he Jerry Lee Lewis's cousin? Second cousin? Fourth removed or something? I don't know. I think it's his cousin. All right, let's see what we've got.
The orchid is a flower that blooms so tenderly.
It does.
To thrill the fairest lady of the land. It placed beside a blushing rose, the rose could not compare. But power such as I to understand. I overlooked an orchid while searching for a rose. The orchid that I overlooked was you.
Oh, good one.
The rose that I was searching for has proved to be untrue. The orchid that I find, my dear, was you.
He's got a nice voice. Who's on piano? Was that Mickey? I know Jerry Lee plays.
The rose has lost its color, but the orchid stays the same. And I'm alone to face these lonely years. I didn't see the orchid, I was looking for a rose. And now I pay the price with bitter tears.
That's brilliant.
I overlooked an orchid while searching for a rose. The orchid that I overlooked was you. The rose that I was searching for has proved to be untrue. The orchid that I find, my dear, was you.
Yeah. Oh, it's over? Man, that took me on a journey. I had so many thoughts during that song. I mean, we're schooled at roses. Those are the ones on Valentine's Day, and they just become part of the culture. And that's not wrong, but it does get embedded in our psyche. So, like, what's that saying that, like, if you stand in line long enough, like if you stand by yourself in one spot, people will think you're crazy. If you stand in one spot long enough, a line will form behind you, because people will begin to think, oh, maybe there's something there. And that's just the nature of ideas. It's how people get so emotional and wedded to their political parties, because the ideas are pumped out there so often. Well, when it comes to a rose, there's this idea that that's the flower. That's what you want. And metaphorically speaking, the orchid was the one that was consistent. Like he said in the song, that the rose's color faded and the orchids didn't change. And that's just saying, like, this woman is faithful. This woman is steadfast. This woman is really the one I should have been looking for. This is the one that would have worked for me. But I was enamored of the cultural thing, the thing that is in my brain, that's what I'm supposed to go for. You want to get the famous person, the starlet, the whatever. Like, we have these ideas that they're going to be the good ones for us, when right in front of us might be the girl next door, or the girl I went to school with, or the one I recently met, and maybe she doesn't wear, I don't know, her hair just the way I like it because that's how they do it in Hollywood or something, but she's the one. And that's, and there's the flip side to that too. Like, very beautiful women are difficult most men have difficulty getting to know them and seeing their heart. And I know they suffer from that in a sense, because when a woman's very beautiful, it's difficult for a guy to get past, that, I want the beauty. And so it's sort of microwave-ish, where like, that's what I want. And it's difficult for a very beautiful woman, for a guy to see her heart, to see her brain, to see how she thinks and all that, to experience her just as a woman, not just a beautiful person, but the full package. And there are upsides and downsides on both sides, in a sense, to that scenario. But in his case, he wanted the beautiful, he's thinking he wants the rose. That's what's in his head. When the orchid, the less heralded flower, would have worked. I love that's kind of songwriting to me, and lyricism is brilliant. That when you have those metaphors, a flower substituted for a woman, or a woman substituted with flowers, and that dynamic playing out. But the instrumentation was really nice too, because of course with Mickey or Jerry Lee Lewis, you're gonna get heavy piano. It just seems to run in the family. But this, it was not overdone. The tenderness was there, even with the piano, and there was steel in the background, and it just worked. So he missed out on her. He missed her. Roger, that was a really good pick. I know Mickey showed up in the comments a couple of days ago. I had done a song, or maybe somebody left a comment to an old song that I had done. I don't remember, but somebody made a comment that said, like, Mickey Gilley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Jimmy Swaggart were all cousins. But I don't know why that comment showed up. I forget what the song was, but maybe that was the inspiration in part. Maybe it was you who left the comment, in fact, Roger, but Mickey here. So, all right, I'm going to rate this one. Really like that. God, it had a gentle, warm feeling, even though he was throwing himself under the bus. It's one of these things like, learn from my mistake. What I wanted was right there. I was just looking for the wrong thing. Looking for love in all the wrong places type deal. Or at least some of the wrong places. All right. The number that popped into my head on this was a 9.2. I don't know what. Maybe it's because I can relate to it, or maybe because I understand it. I don't know. Maybe it's like, as a life coach, I don't know what impacts those momentary decisions or numbers that pop into my head, but this was just so right. It's like we have to expand our visions somehow to make better choices, but who's to say? Who's to say? All right, guys, you can thank Roger Smith for that one, and we got another Mickey Gilley one up on the channel. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video, and keep rocking the country.